Hi Gemini, and welcome to Paula B Energy and your general reading for the month of March for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. This is a general reading for the sign of Gemini, so make sure you just take what resonates with you and release the rest. It's a general reading. Not everything is going to resonate with everybody, and that's the way it's supposed to work. Okay, Gemini, I love to change things up. So this month we've actually added a bunch of cards, so it just helps the reading be a lot more detailed. But as usual, we will have a row for your recent past. We will have a row for your present energy. We will have a row for challenges for the month. We're also going to have a row for blessings, and we'll have a row for Spirit's message to you. And in addition, we've added a couple of oracle cards that are just kind of straight messages. I think you'll enjoy that. So let's see what the month has in store for you. Okay, so I'm just kind of finishing up dealing out all of the cards. I love to get clarifiers. I think it really helps to add nuance to the reading. Ooh, two at once. Excellent. All right, and half a moment. Okay, your first oracle card is optimism. After each rainstorm, there will be clear skies. So it looks like you're going to have reason to be optimistic in the month of March, and I really like that. Okay, and two more cards, please. And three turnover. Okay, we got a bonus. Excellent. All right, so in your recent past, Gemini, you have the lovely Six of Cups. We'll see if my lighting will cooperate. It's been difficult today. The Six of Cups is a card of childhood. It's a card of the emotions of childhood, of things from our past, okay, not necessarily childhood, but people, places, and things that we remember from our life. And it also symbolizes that feeling of childlike wonder. And I think that you've probably had some issues that have been coming up from the past, maybe even people coming back into your life that haven't been there for a while, but it's in a good way, not in a negative way, right? So that looks good. Then you've got the amazing Lovers card. This is the card of choice. It is the card of partnership as well. And it signifies love in your life or a really close relationship with someone, not necessarily a romantic relationship. But I do see that there's been some choice, perhaps a big choice that you've had to make. Let's see what else. Yes, I think it is a big choice. You have the Ten of Pentacles further clarifying the Lovers and the Six of Cups. So something in your recent past, or it might even be right now, because keep in mind the recent past category can include the present energy. It all kind of morphs and blends in together. So Ten of Pentacles. Pentacles is earth energy. It's energy that is slow and steady and foundational. And the Ten of Pentacles is a card that speaks about legacy, about what we're leaving behind for those that we love, what we stand for, and what we want to be known for, right, in our life. It is about building wealth of all kinds, because Pentacles is the suit that talks about our resources. Our pentacles are all the things that support us. So that can be your actual wealth. It could be your time, energy, could be your health, could be your relationships. So in the recent past, you have had to make a choice that involves probably some issues or some challenges from your past. And it's a choice that you are making in order to secure your future. I like it. All right. In current energy for you, Gemini, we have the Five of Swords. I apologize. The lighting is not cooperating today. Sometimes I'm here in the morning and it seems to be better in the morning. All right. Five of Swords. Fives are often conflict energy. Five of Swords is definitely conflict energy, but it's the energy of air. And that has to do with the mind, with thinking, with logic, with reasoning, right? Logical reasoning. And it also has to do with communications. So it's possible that at the present time, you're currently having some sort of conflict, might be a verbal or an email conflict. Some kind of communication between you and others is not going exactly the way that you want it to be. For Gemini specifically, and the other air signs, I can say that it is also possible that you yourself are having difficulty communicating your thoughts to others in a way that is logical and precise. You may feel like your thoughts are kind of bing-bonging all around the place. That very much so with Gemini. However, underneath it in the present energy, you have the lovely Empress. This is the energy of abundance. There is no way I can ever get that to show. Okay. Well, you're going to have to imagine it, and you can do that, Gemini, because you're good at that. The Empress is all about abundance. It's about fecundity. It is about bringing forth, manifesting what you want in the material realm. The Empress is the ruler of manifestation here in the material realm. So you have the ability right now, Gemini, to take those chaotic thoughts and actually channel them into materializing the things that you want here on the planet. Your key to doing that is your Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands is an action card. Knight of Wands is always about fire, corresponds to that particular element. And it is about action. It is about inspiration. It is about fire, drive, passion. It's also our connection to spirit. So you're going to have a couple of ways that you're going to be able to implement these thoughts that you have going, because you are full of great ideas, Gemini. That's one of your fabulous gifts. And in order to create that and manifest that abundance that you want in your life, your key is going to be, what are your actions are you going to take? And also, you have to really strengthen that connection to the divine in order to make that manifestation happen. If you don't have that connection, it's not going to work as well. You might still be able to manifest some of what you want, but it won't be to its fullest potential. And I know that you can do that if you are disciplined enough to do that. Remember also that that Knight of Wands tends to be a little bit of impetuousness. It's almost acting or leaping before you look ahead, right? So whenever that card comes out, I always say, use a little bit of caution, but that card is also the go for it card. It's the now is the time to take the action. So if you've been waiting on something, if you've been waiting to tell that special someone how you feel about them, if you've been waiting to ask for that promotion, if you've been waiting to start a new diet or exercise regimen, the time for waiting is over. It's time to act right now. Okay, now your challenges for the month. Let's take a look at those. Your first challenge is the Page of Pentacles. Now, typically the Page of Pentacles, this is a message of new resources coming to you. Often this is interpreted as being a message of you're coming into some unexpected money of some kind. But because we're talking about not just money, but actual resources, it could be a message that your health is better, or it could be a message from someone that you haven't seen for a long time and it's strengthening your relationship. Or maybe you have more time or energy. So something about your resources, the things that support you, is really coming in at this time. And the challenge is going to be, how can you best use that resource? Okay. You've got a lot of pentacles, because here's another one, Ace of Pentacles. This is a completely new resource. So we had the message about the resource. Now the actual resource is showing up. Here it is. And often when this card comes in, it is literally you're getting money. It's coming to you. I like to view Pentacles in its more complete form, not just from the money standpoint, although it does have to do with that. It is about those things that support you. I mean, money's nothing if you don't have your health. You can't completely buy good health, right? Or you can't buy good friendships. You can't buy good relationships. You can buy relationships, just how good are they? So your Ace of Pentacles, this is a new beginning for you. This is something new coming in. Could be a new job. It could be a brand new business, I'm going to say. Something new is coming to you. Now, the challenge for that, because it is in the challenge position, the challenge position is, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to squander it? It is a new beginning. Are you even going to be aware of it? So if you've been looking for a job or you've been thinking about starting a business, start looking around for these opportunities that are coming to you, because they're there, but the universe just goes, here it is. And then if you don't act on it, remember your Knight of Wands. If you take no action, well, the universe is just going to move that resource on to somebody else. All right, now, your third card in the challenge position is the Star. Now, the Star is the card of hope and of faith, right? We see it in the Star card that she has this connection to the heavens, but her feet are on the earth. In fact, she's got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot out of the water. In this particular depiction, it shows that she has one hand up to the heavens and one hand is lower. So there's a balance happening there, but there is also that hopefulness that what you want is going to manifest, right? So number 1, your challenge is balance. Can you be balanced? Can you balance the heavenly and the earthly? Can you balance work and play? Can you balance your health, your wealth? Can you balance your relationships? Is there balance in your relationships? So that's going to be really important to you, and that's going to be your challenges for the month. Now, let's see. In the blessings department, this is a good one. You have the 10 of Cups. I apologize. I'm going to move this like half a moment because this is driving me crazy. Let's see if we get a little bit better. There we go. Now you can see it. I may have to show you all the cards again. Good night. Okay, so 10 of Cups. This is the happy family card. This is the card of fulfillment, all those good feelings that we have, that we think about having when we think about having a family. We see the mermaids here, and they're obviously in love, and everybody is super happy. So your blessings are that you are going to have all the good feels this month, Gemini. I'm liking that a lot for you. I chose the mermaid deck this year because it's for this month, because has to do with Pisces, and we're in Pisces season. So, go with the flow like Pisces does. Allow yourself to have those feelings, right? All right. Also, in the blessings category, we have 2 of Swords. Interesting. So again, Swords is air energy. It talks about communication and our mental processes. The 2 of Swords is always where we have some sort of choice that we have to make. Often the 2 of Swords depicts somebody who's got a blindfold on and they cannot see, and they're holding 2 swords crossed. And the impression that we get from the card is that there's 2 things that we need to look at to see the truth of it. Swords to me is always about truth and logic and the facts. So what is there happening in our lives that we're unwilling to see? We're blinded, or we are unable to see the reality of it, right? And there's 2 things like that in your life. So how is that a blessing? Well, it's a blessing to be able to see the truth and to really see how things really, really are. That is a true blessing. And are you willing to accept that blessing? Sometimes that's difficult, but it is necessary if we want to learn and grow. All right. And then in the blessing section, you have the 5 of Cups. Now, often this card is considered to be the card of sorrow, of feeling sadness, or I often call it the crying over spilt milk card, because it often shows cups that are knocked over. They no longer hold those good feelings, yet she's focusing on, the 1 or 2. In this case, she's looking at the fish that she has in the bowl in front of her, and she seems really unconcerned by the fact that there are actually some cups that are there on the waves coming towards her. So in a regular reading, when it's not in a blessings category, this is a card of are you wallowing in a particular feeling? Are you staying stuck and you're not seeing the blessings? Since this is in the blessing card, it is a blessing, not if it's a blessing. Since it's a blessing card, that means you have blessings coming to you. So move your focus and start looking for the blessings. Look for the blessings. I like that. Okay, now we have your final row, and that's going to be Spirit's message for you. Number 1 is the Justice card, the card of justice. And remember, there might be some legal things that are going on in your life. Not for everyone, but it might be for some of you. And it could be just a feeling of there is justice being served at this time. Remember that the Justice card is about balance. It's about the scales of justice, but primarily it is about personal responsibility, because that's what justice is. When a community or a country or wherever has a law and that law is broken, then the consequence of breaking the law is perhaps a punishment for breaking the law. Whatever the scenario, actions have consequences. That's the justice of it, right? And that's personal responsibility. When we take responsibility for our actions, we are saying, yes, I'm going to do the thing, and I accept that there's going to be this consequence to the thing. Sometimes the consequence is something that we want, and sometimes the consequence is not so desirable. So Spirit is saying it's time to take personal responsibility for your actions, and to understand that when you take an action, when you speak, when you act, when you do certain things, no matter where it's at, there's going to be consequences, and you have to understand that that's what's going to happen. Okay, not a bad thing, just a thing that it is what it is. All right, now your next message from Spirit is 4 of Cups. So we just had the 5 of Cups, which is talking about kind of wallowing in sorrow or being unwilling to let go of a particular feeling. But what we have in the 4 of Cups, and I'll see if I can move it a little bit closer. What we have in the 4 of Cups is daydreaming, perhaps some boredom. We see this mermaid. She's just kind of idly trailing her hand in the water, and she's really not paying attention to the fact that there's some really cool things that are happening around her. In fact, there's a cup being offered to her, and she's completely unaware of it. So again, look for the blessing, right? There are opportunities for really wonderful experiences. That's what cups are about, our emotions, our emotional experiences that we have in our life. So you have some opportunities for some really great emotional experiences to be coming to you, but are you aware of them? Or are you just kind of la la la, going through life, yada yada yada? All right, now you have a final 2 cards, so you got a bonus for this last one for Spirit's message. So the 2 cards are Judgment and the Hanged Man. I'm going to show them to you together. So Judgment and the Hanged Man. So the Judgment card is the angel Gabriel calling the dead to their spiritual life. So Judgment card is the card of rebirth. It does not mean judgment of, like judging somebody for their beliefs. And then the Hanged Man is all about a pause. It is about taking a moment to look at things from a new perspective. So Spirit is really giving you, I'm going to say, a pretty heavy message, because you actually have 3 major arcana cards in Spirit's message. You've got the Justice card, major arcana, and then you have Judgment and the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is about self-sacrifice as well. It's about putting yourself in a position in order to gain something. So he hangs himself up here. He can get down anytime he wants, but he's doing that for a reason. He's doing that so that he can get a new perspective, a new way of looking at things. And it also necessitates a pause, stopping what you were doing before and doing something a little bit differently to get a different result. So your message really here is all about personal responsibility. And this is going to, and looking for the blessing, remember that. And then that's going to cause a rebirth. It's going to cause you to look at things in a whole different way than what you've done before. It looks like it's going to be a really transformative month for you. Let's take our second oracle, and I'll do a summary here. The last voyage. We, the mermaids, enjoy long lives, but we know one day we will transform. So too will you, beautiful soul. Will you have truly lived before you die? Consider the choices you make in the light of the eternal. All right, this goes straight back to Ten of Pentacles. There's the Ten of Pentacles that we had such a hard time looking at earlier. So sorry about that. So what are you leaving behind? Nobody gets to live forever, at least not yet. At least not in the material world, right? We don't get to be in these bodies forever. So what are you leaving behind? How are you viewing your life from that perspective? That's really a hanged man perspective, isn't it? Looking at something completely different. Oftentimes we're so focused on here we are in the physical and I want this and I want that and how am I going to get these things? And we get mired down in the minutia of the daily and we forget that there is a long vision that we need to have. Okay, let's do a little bit of a summary. As far as love, you do have the Lover's card and you have the Legacy card. You do have the Empress of Abundance. And you actually have the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So I'm going to say for those of you who are looking for love, it looks like you're probably going to have somebody come in. Knight of Wands indicates this might be a really passionate person. It might be a fire sign. It certainly is going to be something that kind of comes on quickly. Your Ace of Pentacles, I'm going to say it's going to come on quickly, but then it might have like a slow down sort of period where you get like, in other words, you're going to feel some desire there, but it's going to mellow a little bit and you're going to get to know one another. For those of you in an existing relationship, it kind of indicates that there might be a little spark that's coming back into the relationship to add to the foundation that you already have. Keep in mind that as far as relationships go and love, this also applies to friendships or business relationships. So it might be that you encounter a new person, you have a new resource as far as a friend or a business associate is concerned. And it might be a little fiery at first. Maybe you don't quite get along even, but that's going to calm down and you're going to be able to work together really well. As far as health is concerned, let's see, that Justice card jumps out at me. So I'm going to say accepting the consequences. Taking personal responsibility is key, of course, with our health. You do have the Ten of Cups, the Happy Family card. I think that your health is improving, but there are some things that you have to look at in order to get the improvement that you want to see. That's that Two of Swords. See the truth of the situation. Don't hide for it. Don't hide from it. Don't blindfold yourself. Be able to face up the truth so that you can have that rebirth. As far as wealth is concerned, you've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. I think that there is some wealth and some resources coming into you this month. You are going to have to be aware to look for it. It's possible that it won't just, hit you upside the head. You're going to have to be involved in it. Universe wants to bring you things, but you got to do some things too. So overall, Gemini, I think it's going to be a good month for you. You do want to look for the blessings. That's your key point, I think, this month. Thank you so much for being here. Actually, I'm forgetting. I'm so sorry. I'm forgetting your last Oracle card. I'm getting ahead of myself. But thank you for being here anyway. Okay. Oop. And what do we have? We have the Mermaid Contemplation. We're going to do a little bibliomancy here. So let me show you the card. Contemplate your current situation and allow your thoughts and feelings to flow. Use your mind and connect in conjunction with your heart and think things through before making decisions. Enjoying her time in contemplation, this mermaid uses her creativity to look at various outcomes and scenarios. The beauty of this is that it can be a fun and creative process, allowing you to imagine you're experiencing the things you're contemplating without doing anything in physical reality. It's a bit like trying before you buy or commit. This situation calls for you to think deeply, using your wisdom and imagination to arrive at wholesome situations and solutions. Contemplation is a type of meditation, only it entails engaging with your mind instead of trying to stop the thoughts. Ooh, I like that. Excellent. All right. Contemplation. That's good. Well, you do have a lot to contemplate this month, Gemini, and particularly contemplate where the blessings are coming from. I love it. Thank you so much for being here again. I hope you'll give a thumbs up and comment. Please let me know how your month goes. I really want to know what happens. I want to know what blessings you received in the month of March. Thanks for being here. Have a great one. Bye.